Hey, Steady Steve. Continuation of the R1 debate. Continuation. Um, I had some absolutely amazing comments, and I think some people trying to save me, and I definitely appreciate it. And I've had these days to think. The only thing that kind of balances it, the only in my mind anyway, is I've played against R1 when things are right, and I think for things to be right, it's a combination of everything. And I say some of the things were in the comments. So I was going to start off. I'm going to start off here. If that, I know it's blessed. If that sacrifice, and I think was it sacrifice 7 or 10, I can get away with. If that is what it is, and obviously it is because it's been stated that way, then that maybe that is good enough for that. Okay, so I can leave it at that. It doesn't need to be sacrificed a million. You know what I mean? It just needs to get over that 6,000 threshold here. But the other thing I was going to say was, I think, and I've seen it at very low levels in my arena. I think that this also needs to contribute to this plunder vitality, and 500 is not enough. And I've seen plunder 7. I think the number one guy in my arena, plunder 7. 700 is not enough. You're gonna have better cards and do something a bit more meaningful, and it needs to do something more meaningful. So really, what I'm saying is, if you don't have to go all out on when this fourth skill is sacrifice, I think to live with this card, if you're going to play it at all, and obviously there's nothing that says you have to, nothing, then I think this plunder vitality needs to be higher. Let's have a look about what it could be. It was 11, wasn't it? Yes. So even, yeah, I mean, that's 1,000. I mean, that's not a lot. That is not a lot. I'm not even saying that it's enough, but I think minimum across the board, 1,000 damage, and obviously that adds to the health and keeps you in the game and contributes to what everybody else is doing. 500 is not enough. 7, maybe even 800 is not enough. 900 doesn't feel like enough. I think 1,000 for me. We're talking about minimum, and that's 2 level 15 Omni Essence. And say if I had to use the other Omni Essence on sacrifice potentially, then that's my 3. And the next Alice Bond, I'm going to be in a position to kind of do it again, basically, get those Omni Essence. And then this sacrifice on Dark Shamana up to sacrifice 14. Now we're talking. Let's go up to 210% increase, and especially if you got your artifacts and things like that. And the read helps as well, which flips HP to attack, I think. Either HP to attack or attack to HP. I think it's HP to attack, something like that. Yeah, now we're getting serious. Yeah, 210 sacrifice instead of the 150 you can see here. Huge difference. And I've seen people who have done this with Dark Summoner, and yeah, if your runes are at the tippity top, then it's not a bad thing. You can get some decent melds on a Dark Summoner. I think it's allowed Shatter Soul, and there's going to be others, but that is probably, or most definitely, where I want this to go. The real question for me right now is, knowing how lucky I am on melds, do I put those skill essences, and it's an internal question really, do I use those skill essences now to boost this sacrifice up to something really high, and then in the next round of Momoya and spending rewards, I say spend another 60,000 and work on the R1, because in truth I'm unlikely to be lucky with my melds. What I'm waiting for is a double meld day, and to be honest, yeah, in the next coming days, I don't know exactly when double meld day is going to be. It's not going to be that far off. So what I'm probably going to do, which I definitely will do, I got one spare copy of R1. I'm going to wait and see if I get lucky on the melds. If I do, then I'll probably just use the skill essences and experiment and see what I can get away with. And yes, I will get this Plunder Vitality to like level 10, probably using 2 of these level 15 skill essences, which I've got from spending 60,000 gems on a spending day. And as I mentioned before, thank you to my mate Bilko in the comments. He's helped me so much. I keep saying it, but it's so true. I spent it during Memoria, which gives me these Memoria points. And now I can try and wait and get the materials I need for, you know, Noble Lords, things and that. And I've got loads and loads of sparks. I think I've got like about 280 sparks now. Or I've got enough to do another purple attempt. Anyway, so that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to wait for the double melt day. Hopefully get lucky with R1. Let's have a look at something. Yeah, that's my points. Hopefully get lucky with R1. If I do, mess around with the skill essences. And then in the next round, do another 60,000. That's a massive decision to make, to be fair. If I'm not trying to farm R1 on the LP, because what am I spending those 60,000 points for? Get the jackpot? You know, we'll see. Not so lucky. Could do with another revive. Actually, today I did my revive meld on Onari, so she could definitely do with a revive meld. I'm going to do another revive meld onto Undying Will. So yeah, I could use 60,000 LP points just for that, which will be useful across my tournament decks. And I'll definitely find a use. I'm saying if anybody's got Hanzo, that Concealed Strike is absolutely essential. I was debating about the Flourish rune. That would be a massive luxury for me to do that, and maybe I'll feel crazy one day, we'll never know. Maybe that ends my interest. Oh yeah, and where is it? Yeah, Wraith Hunter. I mentioned in the last video maybe getting my Wraith Hunter to level 10. That would be a huge gem and overall deck strength sacrifice just for one goal, which will be way down the line. I don't know if I'll do that. I'll probably end up just doing some limited boosters in order to try and get target cards. Wow, Dark Summoner. Damn. You're exactly what I need copies of. If it was Memoria and that was in the limited booster, I don't think, no, limited booster doesn't count towards Memoria points. If it was a spending reward day and Dark Summoner in the limited booster, I might be tempted. I am tempted right now to give it 5 turns, but I think, so I know I've gone off on tangent a little bit. And with this Alice Bond, I think we've got 2 more goes at this. I think it's 2. So that there's 6,000, 19,000, 20, about 22,000, 21,500, 22,000. So potentially if I'm up to 140 odd thousand gems, and I'm going to spend another 60,000 on the next lucky spin, it brings me down to about 80,000 gems. I need to be at 96 in order to do all the bonds. And also I'm going to want to do deck jewels and things like that, so I'll spend on that as well. I just can't afford a limited booster. Can't. Yeah, you just gotta farm the gems, and that's what I'm talking to myself. Just gotta farm the gems, and yeah, at the moment, yeah, I'm likely to have a 16,000 gem shortfall. Yeah. Anyway, really can't wait for the next double melt day. I'm gonna do what I said with R1 and potentially Dark Summoner. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think there's anything else, is there? No. Please like, subscribe, Daily Stephen.